Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing the controversial parenting tag. Now, before I get into it, I'd just like to say these are my opinions. If you don't agree with them, that's absolutely fine, but if you can just respect my decisions and my opinions, and yeah, that, you know, this is one of those things that every different person is going to have a different opinion. So I'm just going to get started on the first topic, which is pro-life versus pro-choice. I have definitely been in this situation. I think that every person has the right to decide what to do with their bodies. I don't agree with people using it as a method of you know, oh, I got pregnant, so I'm just gonna go and get an abortion kind of thing. I don't agree with that, but I do think that every girl, woman, sometimes child is entitled to their opinion and the choice of whether to have an abortion or not. I like to call it termination. I mean, without getting too far into it, I had to have one. Now, when you think to yourself, she had to have one, I did actually have to have one. Before Freddie was born, I got pregnant, and it wasn't planned, but it wasn't to mean to say that I didn't want the baby. I would have done anything to have that baby, and long story short, I got really sick, and I suffer from a condition, and I was in hospital, in and out of hospital, and my doctor, I got sat down with my parents and about 2 doctors and told that it was, in layman's terms, it was killing me. The baby fetus was taking everything from me, and I wasn't responding to the medicines, the IV drips, and back in the old days, if women suffered from this, then they actually died. Obviously modern medicine, it's changed now, but my doctor said to me, and I was literally, no word of a lie, I was begging him, I was in tears. I hadn't eaten and drunk in about 4 weeks. I was on a continuous drip, and I said, what can I do? I'll do anything. And he said the only way this will go away is if you terminate the pregnancy. And at the time, I didn't know what was really going on. I wasn't in myself. My parents, my nan, my family all agreed that this was the best decision. Even the baby's father agreed that it was the best decision. So I went ahead, and afterwards, looking back on it, it was one of the biggest things I regret. But at the time, that was what was there for me. So I've kind of babbled on about it a bit, but I truly do think that it has its place. I don't agree with, in the UK, I don't agree with the cut-off time. And quite a while ago, they were talking about lowering the cut-off time, because currently it is 24 weeks. And they were talking about lowering it down to 12 weeks, which I completely agree with. Even though at no stage is it really right, but that's just how I feel, and I'll probably get a lot of stick for it, but that's just my situation, and I didn't have a choice, and that is just how it was. So to summarise, really, I think that to not use it as a tool, but to have it there as an option. It's been around for so long, so it's going to be there for quite a while yet. Next topic is baby wearing. Again, a lot of people have said this. I don't know why this is an actual controversial topic, but I have no problem in it. I had Freddie in the carrier, you know, on and off. Didn't have him in there all the time. But I wouldn't say that it was a problem. No, I wouldn't think it's a problem at all. So my views on it are, I don't see why it's on this tag video, to be fair. Next one is circumcision. I haven't come across anyone that I know that has been circumcised. My opinion on this topic is I don't agree with it. I personally think that it hurts the child and there's no necessary need for it. I think that it's been around for so long, it's just become the norm, which is, you know, every parent's entitled to do what they wish with their child, but physically removing a part of the body just for, like, say, religion or something like that is just, I don't see how that is right. But again, like, people will decide what they want to do with it, whether they want to do it or not, but I would never even consider doing that with my children. Adoption. All for adoption. There is, you know, the only thing that I don't agree with is that people that do genuinely would love a child, they cannot have children. They make it so difficult to adopt. It's so expensive. Not many people know how expensive it is. It is thousands of pounds, and you have to be the perfect family. So if you don't have the money and you don't have, you know, the beautiful house and all this thing, or the perfect family, you know, then they will, you know, brush you off. And how long it takes as well. It can take years. You know, for a normal pregnancy, it takes between 9 and 10 months. So it's just ridiculous. People that genuinely would love a child are having to spend thousands of pounds and then wait years. I think that's wrong. I think everyone should have the option. I mean, yes, they should go through secure, safe measures to make sure that the family is right, but I don't think, it's sort of, in my eyes, it's sort of now deemed as if you've got the most money and if you've got the perfect family, then you will get to adopt a child, whereas I think that anyone can become a parent. Anyone, you know, you see these really young children, older mums, having children, and what's to say that someone else in the same situation, just because they don't have thousands of pounds, they don't get to have the chance to have a child? It beats me, but I'm all for adoption. I'm very thankful that I've been able to have my son, and hopefully in the future children, but I don't know myself if I could adopt. That's just me, really. Baby piercing. Don't like baby piercing. I think it's for the parent and not the child. If Freddie wants to get his ear pierced, eyebrow, lip, whatever, then he can ask me when he's responsible enough to know that he wants it when he's older. Before that, I think that it's just a fashion accessory. Sorry, this lighting is really bad. It's just for fashion, and it looks cute. I think, personally, it looks tacky, and I just don't like it. And, you know, I had my ears pierced when I was 13, I think, and it hurt, so I can't imagine what it would feel like for the child. So, no, I'm not into baby piercing. Breastfeeding versus formula feeding. I breastfed Freddie until medical issues arose and I had to change to formula. I love both. Has both pros and cons. Breastfeeding, it's there on tap. You know, there's lots of things. You know, it's room temperature. You don't have to fiddle around with bottles. I think there's a lot of, I don't know why people should judge whether you breastfeed or formula feed. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of pros. I mean, the only thing with breastfeeding is that, you know, the partner can't help out, family members can't help out feeding, you never get a break. And, you know, I've experienced both, so I'm all for breastfeeding. If I could have breastfed Freddie, you know, for however long he wanted, I would have done that. But the fact that I couldn't and I had to formula feed, and, you know, we've been fine. So I don't think people should be judged on whether they breastfeed or formula feed. So I think everyone should give it a go. I know there comes a time where maybe someone can't, and then that's fair enough. But everyone should at least give it a try before, you know, just choosing straight to go onto formula. So, okay, so next topic is on spanking. I don't want to spank my children. I was hit a lot as a child, and I remember it a lot. And we've had, me and Freddie's dad have had a lot of discussions on this. He wants to, in a like controlled sort of situation, you know, as a last resort, but I don't want to at all. If people wish to do that, then that's fine. There may come a time where I actually do. Not that I want to try other methods before using that. I think that ultimately it scares the child into not doing it. They're not doing it because they know they shouldn't. They're not doing it because they're frightened of being hit. So I don't agree with that, and because I have such bad memories of it, I don't want to have Freddie grow up and think of me as, oh yeah, my mum hit me all the time when I was naughty, or my dad hit me all the time. Or I have told other family members as well, like my mum doesn't do it. She used to with us, and then when she met my stepdad, he had his parenting decision was not to, and my other siblings, they haven't been hit, and they're fine. But my dad and my nan, that's how they were brought up. And yeah, I've already spoken to them and said that they are not, if they are ever to like watch Freddie, then they're never ever to hit him. I don't think that anyone other than myself or Freddie's dad should be doing discipline. I mean, if he's with his grandma or nan or anything like that and he's misbehaved, then yes, obviously you should make him aware that he's done something wrong, put him in timeout or something like that. But the parents are the primary disciplinarians, I think that's the word, phone. But I think that parents should be able to decide what they would like to do in terms of discipline with their child. For me personally, I don't want to spank. Freddie's waking up, can you hear him? Co-sleeping. Freddie has slept in bed with me. Probably I can count on one hand the amount of times he has slept in the bed with me. I don't wish to do it only because I am so terrified of him, of crushing him, rolling over on him, overheating him. When I was younger, I loved my hamster so much that I thought, oh, I'll have him in his cage at the end of my bed. Bad mistake. I rode over in my sleep, kicked him off, and the hamster died a couple of hours later. Petrified and mortified I was. I was in tears, the poor thing. So I don't know why, it's always been like a picture in my head that I would just never do it. And personally, I think that it sets the child up and it makes it harder for them to kind of develop and move on to like their own bed. Freddie thinks that my bed is, you know, I change his nappy on there, and he comes and like plays in the morning sometimes with me. So that's how he thinks of the bed, which is good. Only a few times, only when he's been really sick and he just wants to be close to me, that he's been actually sleeping with me. And even then I haven't slept. I've been so worried that I'm going to roll on him. If people want to do that and, you know, 100% knowing themselves that they wouldn't, they're light sleepers and things, then yeah, all for it. But me personally, I just don't trust myself. Home versus public versus private versus charter schooling. First of all, I don't know what charter schooling is. Maybe it's an American thing or overseas thing, but I don't know what that is. Secondly, I would have nowhere to start. I wouldn't know where to start with homeschooling. I have no idea or background about it. Wouldn't know what to do, and I don't trust myself, and I want him to learn from the best. I don't have the money for private, and if I did, I don't know whether I would, but public schools here are fine. I went to a good school, so I am confident in him going to a public school. Vaccinations, Freddie's been fully vaccinated, and I believe that they're there for a reason. God forbid that I didn't vaccinate him and he did catch, you know, like for instance, I don't know, polio or something like that. I would feel awful. That's always in the back of my head. Like every decision we make is so important in their lives, and I don't want to be the one responsible for, you know, affecting or anything like that. So he's been fully vaccinated. All of my family have been fully vaccinated. And all of his dad's family have been vaccinated. I did do my research. I looked up about every vaccination he's had, read the leaflets, pros and cons, but at the end of the day, I've chosen to vaccinate him, and I just wouldn't feel confident not doing it. Medicating babies, again, Freddie, if he's ill, we've been to the doctors and he's been prescribed medicine. I think that's what this question is referring to. And yes, he's had medication, Calpol, Calprofen, and anything like when he's had his chest or ear infections, he's had medicine for that as well. So, and it's made him better. So ultimately, that's my goal. If he's sick, I want him to get better. So if that's going to be the tool to help him get better, then I'm all for it. So, cloth versus disposables. I've tried both. 95% we've used disposables, so that's where we are right now. I have tried cloth. Nothing against them. I think they are brilliant, but where I'm living currently, don't have the means to be able to do that. Maybe when I get my own place, I may consider doing it, but it won't be long until Freddie's out of nappies, so I may just carry on with disposables. Maybe for another baby I may consider it, but we'll just have to see. And then lastly, the crying it out method. We have used this with Freddie. We did it one night while we was away on holiday earlier this year, back in May. Did it for one night, and he cried for about 10 minutes, not even that, and fell asleep, and for the rest, ever since, he's been absolutely fine. He goes into his bed awake. We've made a point to make sure he goes into his bed awake, and then he falls asleep naturally. And then if he does wake up, the only thing like controversial thing that we do probably now is he still has a bottle. He's 16 months on Saturday and he still has a bottle, so maybe some people would find that controversial, you know, I'm not sure, but crying it out method has worked for us. It doesn't work for everyone. I know that his different cries, so I know when he's upset and I know when he's scared and when he genuinely needs picking up, or whether it's just a cry for attention and a whinge. So if he does that, I'm quite strict. I don't fall for it, and he knows I don't fall for it, and his dad as well. Other family members are not so, they don't find it so easy. But my mum practiced the crying it out method on me and my siblings, and we're absolutely fine. So in the long haul, they cry for less than, you make sure you do it supervised, and they're absolutely fine. So that's just my opinion on it. So that's it. That's all the questions. If you did like it, then give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe up there, like down there. There's also a dislike button. If you want to, hit dislike, but this is one of the videos that it's not going to please everyone, and we can just agree to disagree on this one. And I've watched a few of these and it doesn't make me like the person any less or make me love them even more. It's just one of those things that as human beings we have the right to decide whether we agree or disagree. So this is just one of those videos, and I hope you're all okay, and I've got some more videos coming up and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.